Breaking down is beautiful, and here's why. I think that breaking down is a beautiful thing because a lot of us keep a lot of our pain and our frustration, and just our issues in general, bottled up. And we sort of tolerate a lot of abuse from ourselves and from other people before actually saying anything. And there comes a point to where you're no longer able to take it anymore. And so you break down, start crying, maybe you say something very angrily and frustrated, and you express yourself. And there's this moment of relief, this moment of sort of peace, I would say, a grieving peace. And that peace is really beautiful because when you break down, you can finally be free. You can let go. Because when you fully express everything you wanted to express at your breaking point and you finally break open, all that stuff you kept bottled up and all those emotions you kept pent up and all that pain you kept hidden away, it suddenly shows itself. And there's this beautiful spectacle of the darkness that you hid in your soul being shown to the light. And it's this darkness being put in front of the light, and suddenly when you put the darkness in front of the light and when you're not afraid to show it anymore, it disappears and it turns into light. And that's a very beautiful healing process. I mainly made this video today because I wanted to talk about breaking down and, you know, kind of losing your temper and saying things maybe you regret and doing things maybe you regret. And look, there's nothing wrong with regret, but I personally think that a lot of times in our life, breaking down is very useful. Breaking down is not only very useful, it's it's absolutely necessary. But there's a way to keep yourself from saying things you wish you didn't say or doing things you wish you didn't do. And that's by actually expressing yourself all the time. When you express yourself all the time and you don't hide anything from whoever you may be with, whether it's your lover, your family, your friends, when you're just completely sincere and genuine, then all that stuff you would have kept to yourself, all that bottling up all those emotions and those pains, maybe you found something uncomfortable or you didn't like something, whatever, you just bottle it all up. It's all expressed when it arises. And this bottling up doesn't occur and you don't become resentful. Because resentment, many times we develop resentment to people, not only because of maybe how they treated us, but because we neglect to express ourselves. And many times, I'm guilty of this myself, but many times we won't tell someone we love very dearly something that bothers us because we think, oh, it's not a big deal, or oh, it's not important, whatever, it'll pass on, and then it just sticks with you, and it just keeps bothering you more and more and more, and you slowly start to hate them. And I've noticed myself almost fall into that trap many times, but thankfully I came to the realization that I had to express myself, otherwise I would just start hating that person. But what I really want to talk about is breaking down and the beauty of breaking down. I'm going to be honest, just earlier today, I broke down, and it was beautiful because when you, that raw expression of pain, that raw guttural expression of pain, and those words you utter, where you just say everything you've been holding back for so long, that expression of your truth is so freeing and it's so beautiful that it's it's beautiful because even though it's painful and it may hurt somebody, it ultimately is beneficial because once you get everything out, then you know exactly where you are, and so does everybody around you who you've been keeping it from, and you get this immense sense of freedom from all the pain and anguish and everything you've been holding within you in order to so-called protect other people or whatever other excuses we use not to face ourselves, let's say. But there's an immense beauty in that because when you break open, you're free. And when you're free, you let go. And when you let go, you become flexible and fluid. And suddenly there's this great sense of oneness, of absoluteness, of harmony. That's why the Buddhists, they speak about attachment so much because attachment really is dangerous. When you say you're not gonna express yourself, what you're really doing is you're just creating this wall around you. You're not protecting anybody, you're just harming yourself and you're abusing yourself. And when you don't express yourself genuinely and you don't tell people how you feel, you don't tell them what you think, you know, you don't communicate properly, you create this wall around you, and what happens is you become rigid. Like I talked about in my previous videos, you become rigid and you become stubborn and you become stuck in your own way. And that hurts not only you, but everybody around you. Because when someone who really loves you tries to climb over that wall or break it down and see what's inside, you shoot arrows at them and you pour boiling hot oil on them. You know what I mean? Like the fortress that you created to protect other people is really just there to protect you from your fear of facing yourself. You might think that I'm doing this for the benefit of all. You know, I'm sort of, if I tell them how I feel, if I tell them how I am, I'm going to be a burden to them. But actually, you're being way bigger of a burden by not telling them how you feel. Because now, not only do they have to, well, not have to, because that's not where love comes from, but not only do they want to care for you, but now they have to play the guessing game. So you're making their part 2 times harder, like way harder, when you're not telling them how you're feeling because they're trying to care for you, but they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's bothering you. They don't know why you're in pain. And so, in the same instance of trying to take care of you, they also have to guess what it is they're taking care of. And that just creates way more trouble for them. And that's actually a burden, not only to yourself, but to other people. Because when someone asks you, like, hey man, are you okay? Like, how are you doing? Is something bothering you? And you just say, I'm good. even though you're terrible, you're making their part so much harder, because now they're going to be like, he's probably not telling me the truth. And now they're going to worry, and then they're going to have to guess, and they're like, I wonder what's bothering him. You know what I mean? And those people who are closest to you and who actually care about you, you should not only be open with them. I think it's good to be genuine with everything, because being genuine is really like, it's the ultimate, how do I say this? It's the ultimate taking of responsibility for your life, and it's actually creating your life. If you live a genuine life, put it simply, you will live a genuine life, and you will never do things that weren't you. You will never fall into a path that's not your own. Whatever may harm or hurt you, you will always know where you stand. And you won't have to cover your face with some mask that doesn't even fit you. That's the beauty of being genuine. But I want to return to my point, say that breakdowns are really just a return to our original nature. Because our original nature is genuine. You know, it's just there. Our original nature is, or like, it's just here. It can't be put into words or into thought or expressed. It can only be experienced. That's our original nature. And breaking down is just coming back to that. Because it's coming back to truth. It's coming back to being genuine. It's coming back to being exactly how you are. And that's beautiful, because that's where freedom lies. So to conclude this video, next time you break down, don't feel like, man, I shouldn't have let that happen, or man, I was weak for that. Because that's not what breaking down is. Breaking down takes courage, takes vulnerability. And it's very much a violent break from the chains you've put on yourself. And when you finally break down and you express your truth, I hope that encourages you to see the importance of being genuine and of living your truth. So please, live your truth.